Welcome to Grand Prairie Update. I'm Terry Briggs.
And I'm Don Johnson. Here's what's happening in your city.
GPTV on a little trip.
Grand Prairie Police are lacing up their running shoes for the Fallen Officers Memorial Run.
Police, 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 police.
The annual event honors the 2 Grand Prairie police officers who have died in the line of duty. Patrolman Lyndon F. King, who was killed by a suspected drunk driver in 1982, and Sergeant Gregory L. Hunter, who was shot to death while investigating a suspicious vehicle in 2004.
So important, especially for our recruits, for you new officers, to understand a couple of things. First of all, this is a very serious profession where you get into it to help people and help the community, but it also has a high degree of danger. That is why it's so important that you train, and stay focused on your officer safety and your officer safety tactics. Sometimes, despite our best tactics, we can still be in harm's way.
This year, the nearly 8-mile run started at the parking lot where Sergeant Hunter died and ended near the site of Officer King's death.
Trick or treat. There you go.
The park and trails around the Tony Shotwell Life Center got the city's Halloween season off to a fun start with the 2nd annual Trick or Trail event.
Oh my God!
Area vendors set up booths along the trails and invited kids and adults to visit, giving away all kinds of treats.
Hey guys, come on up.
Representatives from the city's police and fire departments were also on hand for the traditional Trunk or Treat event in the parking lot at the Shotwell Center. Lots of kids got candy, and they also got to try out their Halloween costumes.
Come in. Please come in.
Things were a little bit scarier inside, where a Halloween carnival featured a haunted house.
Thank you for coming to the House of Fear. See you next time.
There are more family Halloween events planned in the city the rest of October. For information, log on to the city's website at gptx.org.
Grand Prairie is scaring up money for a good cause. The Little Lunch of Hope is a yearly fundraiser for the Children First Counseling Center. The local nonprofit organization is dedicated to ending the cycle of child abuse through professional therapy and education.
Annually, we see anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 people, and even so, seeing that many, we still very often have a waiting list, especially for bilingual services, of 2 to 3 months. So the need is very, very high, and it's a very important thing to combat because intervention, especially early intervention for abused children, is the most effective way to eradicate the cycle of abuse in that family and in that child's life.
The agency is hoping to raise $40,000 from today's event. For more information about their services, go online at childrenfirstinc.org. These students are getting a very different kind of driving lesson at Dubiski Career High School in Grand Prairie.
All of that's going to disappear. The reason for that, you have 4 blind spots around this truck.
The teenagers are climbing behind the wheel of a big rig. It's a chance for the youngsters to see the dangers that truckers face every day because of inattentive or intoxicated drivers.
It was different because usually when I'm in my car, I can see the car that's right next to me, but in the truck, in the 18-wheeler, I can't see that at all. My blind spot, he told me I have 2 blind spots, and it's like right next to me, so it's a lot harder than, obviously it's a lot harder than driving a regular car.
So I would make sure not to linger around the trucks and make sure, because he said if I can't see his face in the truck, he can't see me. So I'm gonna take that into accountability when I drive.
The hands-on demonstrations are part of Operation Safe Driver, a nationwide effort to save lives by curbing distracted and impaired driving.
Each year, nearly 4,000 people are killed and 100,000 others are injured in large truck and bus crashes. These happen on our roadways, the same roadways that you used to come to this high school this morning.
And think of that football field, that 300 feet that you travel while you're sending that text. Think of all the bad things that could happen. Swerving out of your lane, someone coming in front of you. God forbid, what if a child stepped out in front of your car and you injured or killed a child? Think of having to live with that for the rest of your life.
What we want to do is for y'all to get it before you have a loss. We want to prevent those losses because we want each and every one of you to have your friends with you as you grow up and mature and come back and work and be our workforce.
The students also signed a pledge that they will stay alert and sober when they get behind the wheel.
That's it for this edition of Grand Prairie Update.
Hope you'll join us next time.